I've driven for most every single major food delivery app, and I drove on one tonight. And I really confirmed one thing that you shouldn't do on any of those food delivery apps if you're a driver. But first, I need to show you this shift here tonight because there are some tips that will actually help you make more money when driving. So having said that, let's get into the shift here and start making some money. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike. On this channel, I help you with the gig economy, your side hustle, your full-time hustle, making money and creating multiple revenue streams. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. And for that side or full-time hustle, whatever it is, check out my Amazon storefront for the best accessories that linked down below. So let's jump right into it here. Check out this order. Tonight, I'm driving on Uber Eats. This order request, $18.97. Now look at that number 2. That's a stacked order. So that's 2 assignments for one driver. This one from a restaurant that I can never pronounce. Leave your best guesses down below in the comments. But almost $19 for 6.9 miles. And the key on this one here is we want to stay in busy zones. Ideally, really ping pong driving from busy zone to busy zone. Now again, we're driving on Uber Eats here, and I want you to pay attention to something specifically when looking at the order request screen on Uber Eats. So check out this order request. This is the next one that I received. This one for $9.77 for Qdoba. Now, what do you kind of notice, or I guess I should say not notice here? There is no route prediction. Now, even on Postmates, we'll give you some kind of idea, albeit it's a straight line on Postmates. On DoorDash, they give you the entire predicted route. Well, not always the case on Uber Eats. And if you do see a predicted route, you can't zoom in or zoom out to see the rest of the route. And on this request, I can't see anything. So I really have to use my best judgment here. Okay, a little bit under $10 for 3.8 miles. So if you can't see the route, just a quick heads up. Again, I would look at the miles and then I would look at the time and using that info to make the best decision for your market. Okay, let's roll on here. This one is $17.03. Again, we see that number 2 indicating another stacked order. And this one again for Qdoba. Now, another heads up here. So we can't see the second restaurant. And actually, if you're new, you might think that the stacked pickup is for both at Qdoba, but that's not always the case here. Now on DoorDash, you can see both restaurants on stacked order requests, and that's good, again, just for strategy. So I can say, okay, Qdoba and then maybe a Chipotle. So I have experience at the Chipotle. I know they're fast or I know they're slow. Parking's tough there, etc. But again, not the case with Uber Eats. That's not really been a big deal breaker for me because again, I'm really looking at that dollars to mile ratio. How much am I getting paid for the miles driven? And again, this one is pretty stellar, $17 for 8 miles. And again, don't ignore the time as well because that is important. It's only 8 miles, but it is quoted to take a little bit longer here, 41 minutes. Okay, so now it's time to tell you the one thing that you should not do on any of those food delivery apps. It doesn't matter if it's Postmates, DoorDash, or in this case, Uber Eats. So if you drive on DoorDash, if you didn't know, you're typically going to schedule or at least go online in one specific segment of your marketplace. Your entire larger marketplace is, again, broken down into smaller segments. Now on Uber Eats and Postmates, you can go online at any time and you can go online anywhere as long as it's active, an actual active place where they have Uber Eats in your marketplace. And then remember, as mentioned earlier, on Uber Eats especially, we can't see the entire route. We can't, again, zoom in or zoom out on that order request screen. So we can see the miles, but we don't know exactly where it's headed unless we're kind of familiar with the crossroads that they give us for the ending destination. So what can sometimes happen on Uber Eats is you're just accepting strong paying orders, right? A strong dollars to mile ratio. The time makes sense. You're accepting, as I was tonight, but then this might happen. So here is me indicated by the blue arrow, and here is really the busy zone here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The busy zones that also have surge bonus. So just a quick heads up. In fact, let me know down below in the comments if this happens to you on Uber Eats. This could also happen on Postmates. But I want you to be careful because you really shouldn't do this. You really need to look at where you're being taken as far as the orders. And ideally, again, we talked about, we want to stay from busy zone to busy zone. Now, a way to combat that on Uber Eats. If we look in the top right, you can see this magnifying glass. It's kind of a search function. If we click on that, that's a destination filter. So let's say, again, I'm pretty far away from where I'd like to be in the ideal busy zones. If you find yourself outside of those busy zones, then type in a destination where you want to be. Again, back in those busy zones. So Uber Eats will try to find you requests that head back into that busy zone, again, filtering out towards your destination. But I actually took some time to drive from that non-busy zone back into the busy zone. It's a little bit of a time investment. I actually would recommend that because I'm not getting that surge pay, which is the per delivery bonus on Uber Eats. So I took the, let's say, 12 minutes or so to drive back in to that central area of the marketplace because, again, I really want that extra pay, the surge bonus. All right, feeling much better now. We're back into the busy zones here. So this one, $12.84 for 5.5 miles. And our first pickup is at Roots. Now, I actually got a good amount of stacked orders today. I believe 3 different stacked orders. Now, I've always said that stacked orders are a good indication that that marketplace is busy. So if you're on a shift and you're getting a lot of stacked orders, I would make notes of maybe the day of the week, the time, and look for trends if you're recording your driving data, which you should be doing anyway. And again, look for those trends here. Okay, maybe Wednesdays are the busiest days in my marketplace, Fridays, and the time here, I was really trying to drive during that early dinner rush into that main dinner rush as well. So pay attention to that. And let's finish it out with another strong dollars to mile ratio, a pretty short order that's still paying well. And it's paying well because, again, we're getting some of that dinner rush surge pay here. So at $9.19, just 2.9 miles, this pickup at SoFresh. So after that lesson tonight of not really being in no man's land where there's no bonuses and there's less restaurants, let's go over the numbers because it seemed like this shift was pretty busy here. So let's find out how I did. This stacked shift tonight here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania was from 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. I did see variable surge pay. Again, this is really going into that dinner rush, and I was happy about that. And I actually got a really strong gross revenue here, $69.84. That equals a strong gross revenue per hour of almost $35, $34.92. During this shift, I completed 8 deliveries, which is strong. That's 4 deliveries per hour. Just so you know, typically you're going to do 2 to 3 deliveries per hour. So if you do hit 4+ deliveries per hour, again, very busy. And of those 8 deliveries, I did receive 8 tips as well, with an average tip of $4.08. The business miles tonight, 27.4, and I'm pretty happy with that because we really need to look at the metric of pay per mile to show the efficiency of those business miles. So tonight, $2.55 paid per mile. And based on those 27.4 business miles, I get a tax deduction of $15.34. So I'm happy with those numbers here, really just under $70 for 2 hours. Again, just under $35 an hour. I'm really happy with that. And we're seeing the bonus pay during the dinner rush as well. This was on, of course, Uber Eats. I did see bonus pay on a DoorDash as well. So let me know down below in the comments, are you favoring the dinner rush over, let's say, the breakfast or the lunch rush? And even moreover, do you prefer Uber Eats or DoorDash in your market? And if you got value in this video, definitely drop me a like. And you can also click or tap the screen here for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you. And I'll see you in the next one.